Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome to another session. Good to see you all at the Breakfast Club. So yesterday we did a lot of ground skills, mixing them together. And I think it was quite cardio based. So you might have been working out a bit. Today though, we're going to go through some of those skills, but we're going to do some more like balances and traps with the ball. So that'll just build up your overall balance and coordination, not just with the ball, but with your own body as well. So we'll get into it, guys. We'll get ourselves warmed up. Just follow along with me. Super simple to start with, and then we're going to build it up as usual. So with the ball in front of you, you're just going to start to move around behind the ball, and we're just going to start off with some step overs. So on your toes, step over to the outside, step over to the outside. Just keep your body moving. Be on your toes, and if you want to build up to a double step over, move back, double step over, move back. And then as you get a little bit warmer, you can start to do a few step overs in a row. You can continue to do this as well on your own without a break, or you can just step back, take a break in between. It's completely up to you guys. Just be on your toes and keep your body moving nice and light on your toes. Okay, we're going to step to the opposite way now. So we're going to go across and then back. So across and then back. And then really start to exaggerate that step over as we go across. If you fancy a challenge, you can do double, 1, 2, and then back. 1, 2, and then back. Or you can do your single one as well. Just keep on your toes. Get yourself warm, get yourself ready for the day. I'm going to do a few doubles now. Here, doubles. Okay, let's get up on the toes, guys. So on the sole of the foot, you're just going to start tapping on top of the ball, and then eventually we're going to get up on our toes. Get your arms involved, get yourself moving, and you can even start to move that ball around forwards and backwards if you've got the space at home. Just get yourself warmed up. Even if you're going at a walking speed, doesn't matter. Just don't stop moving. Get that body engaged and ready for the day. On toes. Okay, I'm going to throw in a little variation here. So previous sessions, we've just been going straight down the ball, which is great, but there's a really cool variation where we come behind every third step. So this is how it works. You're going to go touch, touch, and then you're going to do a touch behind. Then you're going to come back, touch, touch, and you're going to do a touch behind here as well. So that's kind of like one cycle. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So when you're touching it behind, it's still with the sole of your foot, but obviously you're twisting. So if you're aware of the Rabona skill, where you kick the ball from behind, it's a little bit like that, but it's more of a tap. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you can do that at a walking pace, what you can do is start to move a little bit faster. So it's 1, 2 behind, 1, 2 behind, 1, 2 behind, 1, 2 behind. If you're struggling, guys, you can maybe go back to your normal taps, and then every now and again, you can just go for the behind touch, and then eventually build up to the cycle every third touch. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then back to taps, guys. Good work. Okay, let's just go to insides now. Keep that body moving nice and slow if you want to, and then we'll get up on our toes. Inside to inside. The more touches you can get on the ball, the better, right? So get those touches in, keep on your toes, and you can always start to move forward. If you fancy a challenge, you can do that little Ronaldo step, where you trot behind. Okay, guys, well done. Recap on yesterday. So we did the skill where you take the ball behind, forward, and back again. So triangle behind the standing leg. So start super slow, just build up. And then eventually we can get a nice little rhythm, taking that ball behind the standing leg each time. And then if you want a challenge, you can switch to your opposite foot. Start slow, just build up from there. Maybe add a bit of speed if you're comfortable, but keep that ball moving. Little touches are key with these skills. Tiny controlled touches. Okay, guys, shake it out. Right, getting warm now. We're going to get into some skills. So we're going to go over some of the tricks to get the ball in the air very, very quickly. Then I'm going to add some to it. So the first ones we did the other day were the flick from here, the roll scoop. We did the switch scoop, where we switched it from one foot to the other, a little bit harder. Then we did the rocket launcher, which is the jump from the ankles. So we started here, we bent our knees, we used our arms, and we jumped the ball in the air. And then the reverse rocket launcher, a little bit like your rainbow flick, is this position here. What you're going to do is switch to the side and then get that ball into your hands. So have a go at one of those, just get used to the ball. Remember, flick it up, try and catch it. If it's easy for you, maybe do a kick and a catch. And I would advise kick it with your laces as nice and relaxed as you possibly can. So the first one is just a nice roll, flick and catch. Remember, keep your body moving. And then you've got your second one, which I think is probably the hardest one actually. It's all about getting a rhythm on the ball. So then you meet the foot as it comes forward. Like that. You can slow it down if you want to. Got our straight up jump, call it the rocket launcher, lots of power needed. And we've got a reverse. Okay guys, so there are 4 skills that we've done already. So if you want to continue practicing those, you can do, but I wanted to add something to the mix here. So this skill is called the pinch. And what you're going to do is bring your toes together. So your big toes are going to meet in the middle, slicing the ball, almost like scissors, and then the ball comes up. Now, what you've got to avoid with this one is jumping, because when you jump, the ball's going to get stuck. Try and avoid that. So glue your feet to the ground and then bring them back. So if you watch my feet from this angle, you'll actually notice I move back very slightly. So I start here and I move back ever so slightly. If I don't move back, what happens is I get stuck. And of course, you want to avoid that. You want the ball to come up and you want to move back. So foot either side. Remember, look over the ball, make sure the ball is in the middle. And then as you bring your toes together, you're going to move back. So if you were drawing with your feet, it would be like a V shape coming back. So I always remember tricks as like shapes because it helps you remember what position your body should be in. So we'll just do it again. I'm going to show you again from this angle. Toes together. And then of course, once you pop it up, you want to get your foot to it. Laces ideally, and then try and get that ball in the air. If you can do kick-ups, you can do that as well, or you can just catch it. It's completely up to you. Just focus on the skill for now. So I'm going to do a few so you can keep watching. So here. So remember, big toes meet in the middle. Same time, not one and then the other, same time. So here, pop. Nice and relaxed. Try and get into a flow with the ball and pop it into the air. So ball on the floor, do a few more. We're here, we're up. Now, if you think, John, that's super easy, I can do that, Here's a little challenge for you. So same move or the same principle, but this time you're going to use your heel. So rather than toes, it is going to come up your toe, but you're actually going to heel it to your back leg like that. So the ball, make sure it's still. That's very important. You don't want it moving around everywhere. Foot behind, and then with your heel, you are going to make a back heel pass to your own foot. So same idea as the pinch, because we're bringing our feet together and the ball comes up, but this time all the power comes from one side. So it takes a bit of practice to get the timing right. So try not to go too close, because that'll happen, you get stuck. And try not to have this foot too far away, otherwise you'll end up kicking the ball away. And of course you don't want to do that either. So just try and experiment, think about where the ball should be, think about where your foot should be, slightly behind, and then back heel up into the air like that. Do a few more. If you're struggling, guys, don't worry. Remember, there's the 4 skills, the flick-up ones that we started with. You can practice those ones. You can do the pinch or this one. I call this one the kickstart, because basically like kicking back onto your back foot like that. Okay, let's do a few more. So foot behind, nice and relaxed. Bit of power from the heel, and the ball will come up. Tricky one, this one though, guys, so be patient with it. Okay, I'm going to show off a little bit now and show you another variation. This is more for you to see and something that you can maybe add to a session one day. So same principle with the heel, but it's going to come behind. It's a very cool skill, this one. So same as this skill here, but rather than coming this way, we're actually coming this way and then back. So like when we were doing our taps from behind, similar kind of motion, because the foot ends up behind. The power comes from the heel again. So we're here, pop, and then into the air. Don't worry about getting it first time, guys. That's a bit more of a challenging one. But once you've mastered the normal kickstart, you can move on to that one. Now, like I said, we're going to do some balancing before we finish. So the first balance that I learned, we're going to do that one, which is on the foot. And yesterday I actually spoke about this skill where we balance the ball on the neck like that. And that took me quite a long time when I was younger, because I didn't really have anyone coaching me. So I was kind of doing it the wrong way for so long. But I'm going to teach you those 2 skills now. So the first one with the balance, what you want to do is always use your hands just to get used to it. So you want to hold the ball on your laces. I always bring my toe up a bit, and it almost helps you clamp the ball in just a tiny bit. And then lift your knee up. Remember, keep your finger on the ball and just see if you can hold it there. So see if you can hold that ball. And if it falls, don't worry, pick it up and put it back on there. The session should be challenging, so don't worry. You can always try on the other side as well. I always try and balance out my training. If I learn a trick on one side, I always learn it on the other side as well. So maybe try the other side. It might be a bit harder on that side. Whoops, definitely harder for me. I need to balance out my body a bit more, I think. And once you have balanced it, guys, just lift it up and catch it. Just get used to flicking the ball in the air. It's almost like a kick up, but from the balance. So I'm going to go back to my strong foot now, knees bent. Always take your hand away last, because that'll help you get into the right technique. You don't really want to be like stuck in this position here, because you're like crouched over. Good for a stretch in the morning, but it's not good for freestyle. For freestyle, you want to be opened up a bit more and have a stronger body. So keep your knee bent and try and hold that ball. And like I say, just lift it up and catch it. Maybe go on to the other side if you fancy a challenge. Got to work on our weaknesses more than our strengths, I think. That's how we improve. And just balance it. I'm going to show off again in a minute, because I'll show you a little skill here. Ah, yes. So that was a Ronaldinho skill from back in the day. And this is something that once you've mastered all these balances, you can try. It's just a nice little scoop. You might end up falling back, so be careful with that one. Master the balance first. Okay. So now, guys, I want you to, whether it's from this position or whether it's from the actual hold, I want you to flick, kick, and catch like that. Just getting a bit into our kick-ups now. So you're here, you're balancing, you flick, kick, and catch. And if you're really good, you might want to do 2 or 3. Just get little touches in there before you catch it. But try not to rush it like that. Try and remember we are working on our balances here. So take your time and get the balance right first. So balance. Be wary of where your body is. Flick, kick and catch. I'll go back to the other side. There we go. All right, guys, we're going to switch from our feet all the way to our head. So these are some of the skills that you can do with years of training. But if you do want to get good at freestyle, one of the core skills is this neck balance that I showed you a few minutes ago. And a lot of players struggle with it because they get the technique wrong. Once you've got your technique right with this one, it's not that difficult. So what you want to imagine is your back is going from a straight up position to a straight down position like that. So rather than be like halfway there or all the way down, you want to be as straight as possible. And you might even be able to use your screen as a little bit of a guide. You can do it in front of a mirror. Just try and get your body as flat as possible. And the best way to get into it, I think, is throw-in position. So if you're a football player and you're used to taking a throw-in, you're going to go into throw-in position and then just slowly go down and then slowly take your arms down. I actually keep my shoulders up. Bit of a trick for you, really, because that actually keeps the ball in. But the key tip, apart from the back and the arms, is your head. So don't put your head down because the ball will roll. You want to avoid that. So head up. So start again, sorry, I'm completely missing steps myself here. So head up, throw in position. So you're looking where to throw the ball, but you're not going to throw it. You're going to go down. You're going to keep your head up. And when I say head up, I don't mean like eyes up, I mean head up. So you're going to look straight ahead of you. So if you're doing it facing the screen watching me, you should be actually seeing me. So look up and then arms back like this. And you'll start to find where that balance point is. And then you can start to be a little bit fancy. You can like start to walk around. You can even do push-ups when you get really good at it. And the way we do this is just to take it slowly, one step at a time. Maybe go down to your knees. Slowly go down to your hands, and then you can go down like this. Now I'm used to doing this, so probably looks easier than it actually is. But if you do want to do the push-ups, you can get down into push-up position first, and then do the same steps like when we did our neck balance from standing. You can do the same technique, remember, head up, and then go into that as well. Get a little chest workout in for the morning. Perfect. And then the next challenge is to actually get up from here. So one leg, 2 legs, and then you're away. And then a cool thing to learn from here is obviously you don't want to be like stuck like this forever. So you want to learn how to flick the ball up. And I think the best way to do that is to let it roll down one shoulder. So you're going to roll it down to your feet and catch it again. So you can actually practice this as a skill on its own because it's quite nice. So you're here, you roll it down and then kick it and catch it. Then you can do 2, 3. You can even go into kick-ups after that if you feel that you want to challenge yourself. So here, roll to one side, kick and catch. If you've got that technique, the next step to getting it balanced from a throw or a kick is to hold the ball like this. So you're going to hold the ball on your forehead, almost like you're balancing it like that. But I know that's really hard, so use your hands. So use your hands and then just let it roll down. and then pop it forward. So hold it, let it go down, roll to the side, and then to your feet. And of course, if you can do kick-ups, do kick-ups. Maybe add a skill in there if that's easy for you. But try and get the technique from here, from your forehead, all the way down to your back or your neck, and then down. So that just gives you that technique where you're going down. And then you can actually throw it. So you're going to throw, just a small one though. Don't throw it too high. Tiny throw, and then try and catch. So tiny throw, and then catch like that. But remember technique. Don't let your technique go out of the way. You don't sort of go into this whole scrunched up position because the ball will roll away. Remember, be strong, back straight, head up, arms back like that. So tiny throw, really small one. Do this one again. Okay, guys, so be patient with those skills. The balances are really fun and they're perfect to learn like inside, as long as you're not next to maybe a TV or something like that, because you don't want to break it. But guys, thank you for joining me. There are some good skills in there, some quite difficult ones. So like I say, be patient. And even if you're doing 5-10 minutes a day, exercise, training with a ball, that's so good for you. Honestly, it's so good for you. And if you're a footballer, these skills will probably not help you in a game because you can't really catch the ball on your neck in a game, can you? But it will give you confidence and it will give you more balance and coordination. So if someone maybe gives you a bad pass or something like that, you'll be onto it because you're like faster, you've been working on your skills. So always bear that in mind, guys. Have a fantastic day. I will be back tomorrow on this Breakfast Club, 7:30. Remember, guys, don't be afraid to drop a comment. Subscribe, obviously, to this channel. It's very new. There's going to be some amazing videos coming after this. But in the comments, let us know if there's any tricks that you want to learn or want tips on, or if there's anything that you want to see from me on these morning sessions. All the best, guys, and have a fantastic day.